I've been wearing my Oura Ring for a month now. I'm going to give you my update, my honest opinion, my review, whether I think it's worth getting or not. You can hear loads of screaming in the background. It is, at the moment, probably not when I put the video up, but at the moment it is the school holidays and we have a double play date going on and it is the noisiest thing ever. I can imagine my stress levels on my Oura app are going up and up and up. So a month with the Oura Ring. Now I'm wearing the Oura Ring 4 in rose gold. I have done a whole post and video where I bought 4 of the colours, brushed silver, silver, gold and rose gold, and I tried them on against my skin tone and with different types of jewellery. And so I'll link to that below. I've also written quite extensively about my decision to buy the Oura Ring, why I bought it, why I bought the Apple Watch 10 first of all and then returned it almost straight away. So if you want to catch up on those posts, I will also link those in the description box. Pause this video if you want, go away and read those and come back. I don't mind, I'll still be here. But they are quite good summaries of sort of my thought process behind picking the Oura Ring because it's not cheap. So the Oura Ring in rose gold is £499. You can get the silver, I think, for £349, so a lot cheaper. And the Oura Ring, in case you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, it's basically wearable tech. So it has sensors inside the ring and they monitor things like oxygen level, temperature, heart rate, the way that your body recovers from stresses or from changes in heart rate. It's really good at monitoring sleep and how much of your sleep is restful sleep and how long it's taken you to get to sleep. What else does it monitor throughout the day? Activity level, which we're going to find out has turned out to be, wildcard, the thing that I'm most grateful for with the Oura Ring. The reason that I first wanted wearable tech was that I got really interested in tracking my cycle. And I wanted to use the Natural Cycles app. But with the Natural Cycles app, you have to use very, very precise ways of measuring your temperature in the morning. It has to be at the same time. It only works if you're very consistent with how you gather the data that you give the app. And I couldn't be arsed with it, to be honest. And then I read that certain pieces of wearable tech connected with Natural Cycles and automatically did your temperature. And I thought, that is the way forward. From a pure consumer point of view, it's very expensive. It is very expensive, £499, and then you still have to pay for your subscription to Oura on top of that, which I think works out at about £5 a month. Might be less or more than that. I'll put it in the caption for you. And then for the Natural Cycles, you also have to pay for that app, which is about 60 quid a year. So it mounts up. However, for me, I'm still finding this good value, even after all of that outlay, and I shall tell you why in a second. First of all, I bought the Apple Watch. I felt as though the Apple Watch would do more. You can get apps on it and notifications, and you can have your emails go through to it or your text messages or what have you, your WhatsApps. You can have maps on there, you can pay for stuff in a shop. The main thing for me, and that is all brilliant, is that I hated wearing the watch. I did, I think, 36 hours, and also the battery has to be charged every single day. I mean, this lasts me about 8 days, the battery on the ring. And I just take it off for half an hour while I have a bath and I charge it up. I don't even notice having to charge it. With the watch, even on the second time of taking it off to charge it, I thought, I cannot do this for the rest of my fertile life. It's just too much hassle. The actual watch itself annoyed me on my wrist. It annoyed me to sleep in. And I just thought, no matter how good the tech is, if I'm not going to wear it, it's pointless. So before I scratched it or managed to damage it in some way, I took it right back to Apple and I got my money back. And then I went straight in for the Oura, which I'd been deliberating between the two the whole time. And again, I will link to the post, or there's 2 posts actually, so you can read through those at your own leisure and they might help you make your own decision. But for me, it was purely on, when it came down to it, wearability and comfort and convenience. And for this gets a 10 out of 10 for those things. In my opinion, the Apple Watch got maybe a 2 out of 10 for the same thing. And you know, you really do need to sleep in it for it to work with the natural cycles and to get your temperature. So it was just no good for me. Immediately, I loved wearing the Oura Ring. It just connected to my iPhone. The whole app interface came up and it was really easy to understand the information that it was giving me, the data. One thing that I noticed with the Apple Watch as well is it has tons of data that it collects from your readings, but it doesn't really convert them into anything. It doesn't really explain what those numbers mean. So it's like, oh, your heart rate was elevated. Okay, why? What does that mean? What should I do about it? Whereas I think that the Oura has this more holistic approach to it. So what does it do for me? First of all, it's been tracking my cycles seamlessly. That whole thing with the natural cycles, I cannot believe how well it works. I love watching my temperature. I can even see from the dip in temperature that my period is going to start. And that's before it's even had enough time to actually predict anything for me. I can even see from just being more aware of changes in my body and changes in the temperature, which are minute, but it gives you a graph and it makes it look more than it is. It also tells me how I've slept. People love that feature. I don't think it's that useful. I always sleep pretty well, and actually the couple of times that I've slept abysmally in the last few weeks, it hasn't really picked up on it that well. And so for me, I think if you were a very bad sleeper and you were trying to get more sleep hygiene involved in your life, it would be excellent, because it really does set out for you when you went to bed, if you went to bed too late, if you ate too late and something was keeping you up, because it monitors everything like your heart rate and your resting heart rate. It knows if it's elevated that something is up and your body is not in its normal restful state. So I think that is really clever. But because I don't tend to drink, I don't tend to eat big meals very late, we don't go out very much, I tend to go to bed at the same time every night and read my book. The sleep thing isn't that important to me, I suppose, and after about a week I stopped really looking at it. But I like what it does in that it can kind of spot overall with your temperature and everything like that if you're feeling subpar, and I find that really accurate. It just knows when you are not ready to face the day, and it gives you a lower readiness score, which means basically just take it easy with your day. I really like that. I think that's an amazing feature. And as somebody who I tend to punish myself if I am feeling subpar by driving myself faster and harder, almost as though I'm proving to myself that I don't have a weakness. It's a terrible thing. I've always been like that. I tend not to even stop when I'm ill, and then I always end up getting really ill. And so I found that when it's told me to take a chill pill that day and just step back a bit and treat myself kindly, I've been doing that, and it's felt amazing. It's felt a little bit like having a second mum in my pocket that's saying, on days when I'm feeling, oh God, I can't be arsed with anything, but actually I'm in tip-top physical condition, it says, right, readiness score 95, go out and hit the day, do everything you possibly can. I quite like the fact it's, you know, where your mum would go, come on, get out of bed, stop being so lazy, you can do it, in a nice way. That's how I feel my Oura Ring is, a bit like a guardian. And because it knows my facts and figures, it knows, it's like this omniscient thing that knows what's going on inside me. Why wouldn't I take its guidance in a way? Also, can I just point out, I should have said this at the beginning of the video, I am the most cynical person about stuff like this. Even talking, even saying the word Oura Ring, it's like I'm married to my wellness. It's the kind of thing that almost anyone talking about it, I would be making sick noises. So I can't believe that I am talking about this. But here I am doing it. And my review of the Oura Ring is very, very positive. Here are my main takeaways, okay? First, it's convenient and easy to wear. You don't feel that you've got it on. Yeah, it's not like massively attractive, but I think it's more attractive than the Apple Watch. Sue me. And it's definitely more comfortable to wear. The battery life is really long. The second thing is, I love the fact that you don't have any screen or notifications or anything. You could essentially wear this and only check in on your stats once a week. I kind of think, in a way, if you're doing that, what's the point in having it unless you are tracking your cycles? But there's nothing compelling you to look at a screen more than you already do, which I love, because I really am trying to cut back on any kind of screen time whatsoever. I think that it is the worst thing in our modern world. I really do. I know that I am on these screens for a living, but I just think we all need to be more mindful about precisely what we watch. There's just, you can scroll through Instagram for 2 hours just seeing these 6 seconds of stuff you're not even interested in. It just seems wild to me. Anyway, carry on watching me, but reduce your screen time. So yeah, no notifications, no extra screen to be aware of. I love the fact that no one's going to sort of buzz me on it. And the main thing that I love, so seamless cycle tracking. The sleep thing, great, whatever, but the readiness score is better for me. But the main thing is the activity score. I have doubled, almost tripled my just general movement on a daily basis. So before I had the Oura Ring, I used to dog walk every day, but we used to do sort of a, a short route around the village. And if anyone had asked me how many steps I was doing, I would have said, yeah, I do about 20,000 steps a day. I was doing about 2,000 steps a day. This is a problem with living in the country. You assume that you're going to be this really healthy outdoor person. I do spend a lot of time outdoors, but not necessarily exercising. So I was doing that, and then every other day I did my Peloton. But I was kind of doing this thing where I would go all out on the Peloton, and then the days in between would be a rest day. Do you know what? I wasn't working that hard on the Peloton that I needed a rest day in between. It's not like a marathon training. So what I realised from wearing the Oura Ring is that my general baseline movement and activity was quite poor. Totally fixed that because I just open the app and I have a glance at how far off I am on my activity for the day, and I go for another walk. So I think those are the main things for me, and just having just this more of an awareness of what's going on. And I've really been not getting as stressed because it shows you your stress levels on the app, and it shows you the periods of high stress. And when I go for it, I joked on Instagram that I'm like Basil Fawlty. I have these 2 settings, and one is just really laid back but waiting for disaster to happen, and then disaster happening, and it just shoots through the roof. It's like I have no coping mechanism. And so that also has been really good. It's just made me more aware of it. It's not like I always look at the stress levels. It's made me more proactive to keep my, to keep more of a balance. So yeah, I couldn't be more pleased with this. I really couldn't. Sorry this is such a long video. And I'm trying to think of bad things. The only bad thing I can think of is the price. Lots of people say they've got terrible customer service. I bought through John Lewis because I thought John Lewis have got amazing customer service, and it just gives me an extra level of customer protection. So that's what I did. Whether you need to or not, I don't know. You can also buy them on Amazon as well, and they are, just make sure you go to the Oura store, make sure it's a legit one. And if you're struggling on choosing the colour, I'm going to put some little snippets in, but go and see. Maybe I'll do a YouTube video with the different colours on. I can edit that quite easily. I'll put another video up with the Oura colours, or maybe it'll be a shorts or something like that, a YouTube shorts. And then make sure you read the blog posts. They have even more information. And I'll come back with an update at what? 6 months, do you think is a good time? I think that's probably a good time. And I'll let you know if anything has changed or if I've noticed anything extra. But I can only say positive things about the Oura Ring. So if you're sat on the fence, I hope that's helped.